Let's welcome Cosmos Chukwuemeka. He joins us now on the program. Cosmos, good to have you on the show.
Well, Austin, it's good to be here. I've been following the UEFA Champions League. So much to talk about, especially in that game between Juventus and Tottenham Hotspur.
Wow.
Very interesting game. 2-1. Should have been 3 at the dot of halftime. Higuain should have scored that third goal to make it a hat-trick. 2 penalties. He scored one. Second one, what was in his head to play that ball above the bar? That was a very big one. But then, for me, I feel that Tottenham Hotspur are actually giving a good account of themselves.
And even if he ends this way, valuable away goal.
Valuable away goal. But then Tottenham Hotspur might even get a goal in the second half because of the way they play, the way they press. Harry Kane scoring the consolation goal for them after missing several chances. Not because he couldn't score goals, but because a certain Gianluca Buffon that doesn't want to grow old,
evergreen Buffon,
saving those balls, and that is just what is happening. Meanwhile, in the third game, his status quo continues. Manchester City 3-0. Aguero scoring, Bernardo Silva, and one of the persons scoring that goal. And you want to say that this is actually happening? The fact that Manchester City are taking this season very seriously. They want to go far. They want to see if they can get a quadruple. That's what that's going to happen.
Everybody's watching that team. Manchester City. What a story they are telling us this season. Think about it. That Pep just used last season to say, let me study.
To test the waters.
Let me just see. And then you guys will hear from me subsequently. Well, let's see. It's football. Anything can happen, but we just wish them all the best. Let's go before we'll get back to the UEFA Champions League, but let's just find out what's going on with some teams in the Nigeria Professional Football League. Yes, that's our own football, and we love it. Rangers coach Benga Ogumbote has admitted that his team will become formidable immediately the players settle in properly. Remember, Enugu Rangers lost their first game of the season, but Kelvin Itoya came off the bench to score the match winning for the Flying Antelopes after 82 minutes. The former Imba and Sunshine boss said Itoya was an inspired substitute as he brought speed, skill, and urgency. That was Benga Ogumbote talking about their last match. Enugu Rangers, they've been on a fine run.
They've even had an away win. They've had an away. For me, I feel that Enugu Rangers is a team that are trying as much as possible to resurrect themselves after the abysmal performance, abysmal defense of the league title last season. So they want to make sure that they come back and with the Benga Ogumbote playing against a former coach of the side, Mama Makakmabo, and it was a very tough game. They just want to make sure that they do the right things. And Rangers International are trying as much as possible to come back up. It's really going to be a very difficult one because the Nigeria Professional Football League is a very competitive one where the points between the first 5 and the last 3 are actually very, very, it's not more than 5 or 7. So for me, I feel that Benga Ogumbote has steadied the ship, and they can only continue to, make sure that they get valuable points as at when you valuable home points, and if they are lucky, some very, very important away points, maybe a point or 3 points.
And also management. Remember, they touched the management a bit. Management is very important to get some consistency.
I think so far so good. Management this season has been, for Rangers International, has been good. For me, I feel that the reason for them failing last season was because of maladministration. And this time around, you bring in Davis Inowumi, who is an astute administrator, sports administrator, and of course, bringing other people and with less interference and all that. You could see that things are shaping up in Enugu Rangers International, not particularly as they were 2 seasons ago, but then it could be better. If they had this kind of consistency last season, they'll probably have a very good defense of their title. Maybe not winning the title again, but a very good defense of the title. But last season, it was almost it was abysmal, and it was by luck that they didn't go down into the NNL. But this time around, they're trying to steady the ship, and hopefully if it continues with the support from the Enugu state government, then certainly Rangers International might get back to that form that they were 2 seasons ago.
That's right, particularly that it's a team with a lot of historical value. Coach Benga Ogumbote says when his players settle in properly, that we'll start seeing the best of Enugu Rangers. So let's see. Let's see what will actually come out of that one. Games in the UEFA Champions League still going on. We'll give you updates. But let's just talk a little bit about boxing. WBO champion Joseph Parker, who is getting ready to fight Anthony Joshua. But he has turned down Tyson Fury's offer to be one of his sparring partners as he gets ready for his heavyweight unification showdown with, of course, Anthony Joshua. Parker's trainer, Kevin Barry, reveals the former world champion has offered his services ahead of the showdown with AJ in March. However, Barry ruled out the possibility of the Gypsy King becoming one of the New Zealanders' sparring partners ahead of the big bout. The pair became friends when Parker came to Manchester and successfully defended his title against Eugene Fury in September. I don't know, but everyone just seems to want to keep away from Tyson Fury. What's going on?
Well, Tyson Fury is the one in the limelight right now. Has two world titles, and of course wants to make sure that he gets that unification. And of course, we look at a certain Tyson Fury that knows that his eyes is on those titles, and right now he's not getting the right.
But Fury is just saying, "Come spar with me. Let's just do this together."
That just it. He feels he probably knows the weakness of Anthony Joshua, and of course, give one or two insights to Parker on how to beat Anthony Joshua. But for me, I just feel that. Everything is just in plans for him to get these titles in the nearer future. That is just what happened. Remember, last time, Takam as well, that fought Anthony Joshua, was actually a sparring partner to the person that was supposed to fight Anthony Joshua before he got injured. So maybe something like that might probably happen. Maybe that is what.
Could it be because Tyson Fury is British? Anthony Joshua is British, and then Joseph Parker is from New Zealand. He's trying to say, well, this is a British affair. I don't want to have anything to do with that. I'm going to fight a Briton in March.
Come on, Tyson Fury wants Anthony Joshua's titles. Just it. He wants Anthony Joshua's titles, and right now he's not particularly a great fan of Anthony Joshua. And Anthony Joshua is just keeping quiet, doing his thing quietly. So he feels that, okay, the enemy of my friend is my friend as well. So I think that's just what he's trying to do.
Well, come on, guys. I just think it's come on, no love. What's going on? Just a fuck. I don't Tyson Fury says, hey, let's just be one of my sparring partners. Let's just see how we can exchange skills together. Take a look at each other's boxing techniques, and the New Zealander says, no. I don't think maybe could it be mind games? Could it be the fact that I'm going to fight a British opponent in March. I don't need you to come so close. But hey, it's Tyson Fury. We know Tyson Fury comes with a lot of talking points. I just said Parker and his team, they're just trying to...
Also, Tyson Fury in the near future as well might challenge Parker.
Okay.
That is if Parker wins the bout against Anthony Joshua.
Okay, guys, we have to go now, but you can keep those messages coming. Customers, I must say thank you so much for stopping by.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So the one Man City and Bazu already dusted. So
yeah,
I shouldn't talk much about that. So, and of course, see you wherever you are in the world watching sports tonight. We're getting out of the studio now, but remember, you can keep talking to us. Twitter channels, _sports, Facebook channels, IFA Sports. That's the show for the team. I'm Austin O'Connor. We'll be back again tomorrow to talk some more sports. But until then, in everything you do, remember, keep talking sports. Bye for now.